here. Sir.
Governor DeSantis, I'll be honest, my wife is totally 100% on board. I'm still open. I know who I'm not going to vote for, but I'm still open. And segueing off this stuff here, one of the things the left does is they play the long game. And they've had a stranglehold on the education system from kindergarten to higher education. Are you going to do something to empower parents to have the choice to find the schools that we believe is best for our kids?
100%. We've already done it in Florida. So, and you're right, education, the school system should serve the community. They should not become captive to one ideological faction in our society. And the school system does not supersede the rights of parents. Parents have the fundamental right to direct the education and upbringing of their kids. And that involves a lot of things. In Florida, it involves universal education savings accounts. You are in Florida, you want to go to a private school with a private scholarship, you do it. We also have charter schools, which are public, but we've got 370,000 students in charter schools. And those charter schools, yeah, they get funding from the state, but they're entitled to no students as a matter of right. So they have to provide a product that parents are going to pull the trigger and say, yeah, I want to go to that school. If you looked at just our charter population in Florida, it skews poorer, it's much more racially diverse. It would be one of the top 10 performing school, states in the entire country if it was its separate state, just the charter population. And so in Florida, we just finished in the NAEP number 3 and 4 respectively in fourth grade reading, fourth grade math. I grew up in Florida. We were not number 3 and 4 respectively when I was a kid. So this has been, I think, a rising tide lifts all the boats. I think it's better for parents to have those options. And here's the thing, you know, we have parents like working in like Miami, they're making a joint income $100,000. You are not living high on the hog on that. And so if you have that scholarship, that could be a big deal. But it has improved our school district's performance too, because they want students as well. And their funding is tied to the amount of students they get. So I think education choice is a no-brainer. I also think we've been the only, I don't think you can find another elected official in the Republican Party who has actually said, I'm not just going to try to beat back the left. We are going to take institutions back from the left. They are not their institutions. They're not their little chew toy that they get to do whatever they want with. We're going to make sure that we have institutions that reflect the values of the community. So you see it with choice. You see it with not having the gender ideology in the schools. You see it what we've done in K-12. Higher education. We're leading on higher education. We just launched this morning in Tampa a lawsuit against the Federal Department of Education going after this accreditation cartel. You know, we look and see, oh, there's some liberal professor and like all this, but that didn't just happen. There's many steps back as to how that happened, and the accreditation cartel is part of the reason it is. They only accredit you if you do certain things. So in Florida, we're doing battle with them because we believe we have the right to run our university system. So now in Florida, all tenured professors must undergo review under 5 years and can be let go for poor performance. We have eliminated so-called DEI from our public universities. They say it's diversity, equity, and inclusion, but that's not how it's practiced. It's discrimination, exclusion, and indoctrination, and that has no place in our public institutions. We're going to treat everybody as individuals, not as members of groups. And so, we now say with the faculty, we have the ability of presidents to go and recruit faculty to the universities. If it's all controlled by the faculty union, they will blackball people who don't toe the ideological line. We see it time and time again. Now we've given money to our leadership in our universities. They can go out. They can go to MIT and bring an engineering professor at University of Florida. They could go to Hillsdale and bring someone down to New College in Sarasota. You should look up what we did in New College. So this is a college It's in Sarasota. It's actually beautiful, right on the water. If those of you who have been to Sarasota know, it's a nice part of the state. And it was supposed to be the top honors college in Florida. Under Florida statutes, that's what it was supposed to be. But in practice, it was like a commune, like left of the left, focusing on gender ideology, CRT, whatever the latest kind of neo-Marxist flavor of the day is. And like, look, if that's your shtick on your own, okay, you know, fine, but not with our tax dollars. That's not a good mission with our tax dollars. So I appointed in January 7 conservative board trustees to the Board of Trustees, including a guy named Christopher Rufo from the Manhattan Institute, who does the CRT. He's exposed a lot of this in corporations, federal government, all that. So Chris got in there. They fired the president, hired a conservative president, eliminated CRT, DEI, and all that, and they rebranded New College and said, we are striving to be the top classical liberal arts college like Hillsdale College is. And so what's happened is, what's interesting about this is professors from around the country started contacting the board members, including actually liberal professors. Because even some of the liberal professors know in a lot of these college campuses, it's like walking on eggshells. It's intellectually oppressive. And they just want to be able to speak their mind. They may not be, you know, on the right, but they understand modern academia has lost its way and they've turned their back on things like free speech. So we have people now that want to come down. A lot of families around the country are saying, you know, I want to be able to send my kid to college and not have the 18 years I worked to give them values be undone in 4. And so now they're looking to New College. And for those of you who have kids in South Carolina, our in-state tuition is lower than a lot of places, or our out-of-state tuition is lower than a lot of places in-state tuition. So New College out-of-state is like $16,000 a year, and we have scholarships for it. So I think you're going to see a lot of people applying. It's because they want to be part of institutions that have intellectual integrity again, and that's what we're bringing in the state of Florida.